So now we will do the lymphatic drainage better. Lymphatic drainage of upper limb, it's also equally important. Can also come as an essay question. So now here we are going to discuss axillary group of lymph nodes also in detail today. So like just now we have seen venous drainage, like we had two set of veins, right? We had superficial veins and deep veins. Switch on the light. So similarly, we also have the superficial lymphatic vessels accompanying the superficial veins and deep lymphatic vessels which are seen like in the deeper compartment. Like whenever we do lymphatic drainage, we will tell like we have superficial lymphatics and deep lymphatics like that. So based on their place where they are present. Okay. Now let us do the superficial lymphatics first. So basically, what is a lymph vessel? How does it differ from a blood vessel? Ritika,
It
what
doesn't
is the
have valve.
difference you see between a artery, vein, and a lymphatic vessel? You should know this difference.
It is thin and it
Anyone?
does not have valves.
Emma? Yes.
Yes, ma'am, I'm telling it does not have valves and it is thin compared to arteries.
Which one
Uh,
doesn't have valves, beta?
Lymphatic vessels don't have valves.
Oh, beta, that is the first mistake you are telling. Lymphatic
Okay.
vessels will have valves more than veins, in fact. Why?
Oh, okay.
Because
Sorry.
they are very
Okay.
much thin wall. Very good, beta. If you talk, then only you will come to know.
Ma'am, smooth muscles.
Ha.
Hmm?
Ha. Our beta, like, what is the difference?
Ma'am, I'm not able to hear you only. Like your voice is suddenly going low. Can you please like repeat yourself a little louder?
Ah, yes, beta. I am speaking louder only. Uh,
Okay, now I'm able to hear. Yeah, please go on.
okay. Is it same with everyone? Because I'm using Wi-Fi, not even my.
Yeah, now it's all right, ma'am. Now it's all right. Thank
Dekho, beta. Ha,
you.
Hansraj, you want to tell?
हाँ मैम and fenestrations which is
Okay, I will only tell. See, if you go to histology, basically you have three walls, no? Tunica intima, tunica media, tunica adventitia, isn't it? That's what Hansraj was
Yes, ma'am.
trying to tell us. Okay. So in case of artery, tunica media is very thick. Okay,
Hmm.
it will have lot of smooth muscles. Whereas in case of vein, tunica adventitia is very thick. It
Hmm.
will have all connective tissue, collagen fibers.
Hmm.
In case of lymph vessels, you have
Hmm.
only basement membrane and endothelial cells. Very thin it is.
Okay.
Now, if you just observe this picture, beta, see the thickness of a vein and see the thickness of lymphatic vessel. So thin, no? We see
Hmm.
the thoracic duct. Oh, thorax dissection is not there, no? Thoracic duct itself is very difficult to trace in dissection. It is so thin, beta. So imagine the other lymphatic vessels. Hardly they are visible to human eye. You never saw any lymphatic vessel when you did upper limb, lower limb, no, beta.
Hmm.
No. Why we didn't
Okay.
see? Because they are very thin. They are made up of
Hmm.
only basement membrane and endothelial cells. That's it. That's the reason. Because of their thin wall nature, they tend to collapse.
Hmm.
They tend to just close. So in order to avoid that, we are like what is there? In order to avoid that,
Valves.
inside, lot of valves are there.
Okay.
So are you able to see superficial lymphatics on the screen? Digital lymph vessels. Is this the slide you are seeing? Emma?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's what beta. They are very thin wall. That's the reason you will have unlimited valves inside the lymphatic vessels. Basically, valves are found in veins, no? More than that, we find in lymphatic vessels. So as to prevent the backflow of lymph. The lymphatic vessels are nothing but the vessels which are collecting the interstitial fluid from the tissues. The fluid which was not collected by veins, the fluid which was failed, which could not be collected by veins, now the work is now being undertaken by lymphatic vessels. That's the reason they are acting as assistants to veins. Green ones are assistants
मैम
to
इनके
blue ones.
पेनिस्ट्रेशन नहीं बोल सकते क्या?
Penetrations यानी holes बेटा सुराख.
हाँ, इनके दो एंडोथेलियल सेल्स के बीच में गैप ज्यादा रहता है एज
वो
कंपेयर करें
साइनोसाइड्स
तो.
नहीं, वो अलग है बेटा, वो वेन्स ही है, वो साइनोसाइड्स
नो
है
मैम,
वो.
तो उसके वजह से ये लोग प्रोटीन्स भी ले सकते हैं मैम,
हाँ,
लिम्फेटिक्स
इसमें
फ्रॉम
भी
टिश्यूज में.
एंडोथेलियल सेल्स के गैप्स होते हैं, बट जनरली वी डोंट यूज दैट वर्ड बेटा हियर.
ओके
ओके, बड़े बड़े जो गैप्स है ना, जनरली वी यूज फॉर साइनोसॉइड्स, वो कैपिलरीज में आता है. ओके,
ओके
फॉर
मैम.
एग्जांपल साइनोसॉइड्स यहाँ है ना, इधर लिवर में बड़े बड़े साइनोसॉइड्स, व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट हेक्सागोनल हेपेटिक लोब्यूल्स, तो बड़ा बड़ा ज्यादा ज्यादा अब्जॉर्प्शन के लिए, जस्ट नाउ एज यू सेड प्रोटीन अब्जॉर्प्शन एंड ऑल. ओके, so that means whatever interstitial fluid which is not collected by venous system is now being collected by lymphatic system, and finally these lymphatic vessels will be pouring into. Do you remember where does the lymph go finally? At the junction of, you remember here? Here, the thoracic duct finally drains into the junction of the subclavian vein and the brachiocephalic vein. Isn't it better? That means lymph is also draining into venous system. Okay, this is, I am giving you an overall view. What is this lymphatic system? So the two subcutaneous lymphatic vessels, plexus is on, you will see this is anterior view, that is the palmar aspect, posterior view, that is the dorsum of the hand. So you will have one plexus on the palmar aspect, dense palmar plexus. Similarly, one more plexus you will see on the palmar aspect and dorsal aspect. Okay. So now see, this digital lymph vessels join with the dorsal plexus, which also receives vessels from distal palmar plexus. That means you will see connections will be there between the palmar and the dorsum. That means like we had perforating vessels there, isn't it? In case of veins. Here you will see there will be webs. Webs. The word which is used here is webs, through which there will be communication. Okay. So, lymphatic channel, whether it is on the lateral side, it will be accompanying the cephalic vein. If it is on medial side, it will be accompanying the basilic vein. Okay. So these lymphatic vessels draining from medial, 3 fingers and medial side of the hand and forearm follow basilic vein. This 1, 2, 3. Okay, this lymphatic drainage will follow the basilic vein. Okay, and intercepted in the sense it is interrupted. That means here you have a lymph node over here. So mostly, what is the name of this lymph node? Supratrochlear. Supratrochlear lymph nodes. Okay. Do you remember trochlea and capitulum are the words what we have used when we were doing lower end of the humerus, isn't it? That is fully shaped is trochlea, isn't it? Tamaru type. Okay, that above that you have supratrochlear lymph nodes. Okay, then finally you will see the efferents are, they are going where in here, because efferents are finally going into axillary group of lymph nodes. Okay, to be more specific, lateral group of axillary lymph nodes. Okay, I am summarizing: little finger, then we have ring finger, then we have middle finger. The lymphatics from here is accompanying the basilic vein, then supratrochlear lymph nodes, finally into the lateral group of axillary lymph nodes. Okay. Then suppose this is the supratrochlear lymph node. Sometimes because if there is any infection, it may be enlarged and it becomes palpable. So whenever it is becoming palpable, it shows like there may be some underlying infection. Especially, it's a diagnostic value for a sexually transmitted disease, which you will learn in second year. That is syphilis, caused due to a bacteria you have, Treponema pallidum. Okay, so this is causing generalized lymphatic enlargement. Okay, so supratrochlear lymph nodes are also enlarged in case of syphilis. Okay, Then now we are coming towards C, no, metacephalic. Okay, so lymphatics, what is left over? Index finger and thumb, lateral side of the hand, forearm. They are passing through cephalic vein, and finally you see deltopectoral groove. You remember just now, right? So this is also following the same track. Finally, it is also, you remember lymphatics also pierce the clavipectoral fascia. Okay, those are the lymphatic vessels which are piercing, and finally they also should drain into axillary vein. Okay, like finally the lymphatic network. So that was superficial lymphatics. Then we will go with deep lymphatics. They communicate with the superficial lymphatics. Where do we find? I told you they accompany the arteries. So what is this artery? We have subclavian, axillary, brachial, radial, and ulnar. On either side of them, we have deeper lymphatics. They also are draining into axillary group of lymph nodes. To be more specific, lateral group of axillary lymph nodes. Okay. Now coming to the infection. If there is itis is always inflammation beta. If there is inflammation of lymphatic vessel, you call it as lymphangitis. Okay. If lymph node is inflamed, you call it as lymphadenitis. Okay. So wherever there is infection, you find such things. Okay, cuts and pinpricks, any part of the upper limb. Okay, you can see sometimes it may be inflamed like this. That will be actually a lymphatic vessel. Okay, then obstruction of lymph vessels may cause edema, swelling in the area of drainage. This you should have seen. Wuchereria bancrofti, elephantiasis disease, and roadside
Yes.
beggars also sometimes we used to see previously. No? So that is all because of the blocking of lymphatic vessels. All lymph will accumulate in the tissue spaces. Lymph is not going back to the heart. So that will lead to lymphedema. Okay, beta? Now coming to that finishes the superficial and deep lymphatics of upper limb. Now we will talk about axillary group of lymph nodes. So when we have done dissection of axilla, we came across so many lymph nodes, no? Round pea-sized nodules were there. Those were all axillary group of lymph nodes, which are 20 to 30 in number. Okay, they make the lymphatic drainage from the upper limb. They also, we have seen mammary glands, lymphatic drainage is also going into axillary group of lymph nodes. Okay, cutaneous lymphatics from the trunk above the level of umbilicus. They are all draining into. That means umbilicus is a landmark. Above umbilicus, they go into axillary group of lymph nodes. Below umbilicus, they go into which group of lymph nodes?
Inguinal.
Excellent,
Yeah.
Ansraj. Very good. Inguinal group of lymph nodes. Okay. Now coming to what are the various names. Axillary group of lymph nodes is 5 marks question. Very important 5 marks question. So we have 5 groups. Like, of course, if it is asked as essay, lymphatic drainage of upper limb, it's better you also talk about axillary lymph nodes better. It would be better. Okay. So we have different sets like anterior group, posterior group, lateral group, central group, and apical group of lymph nodes. Okay. Now, if you observe, see, without taking you to the next slide, if you remember axillary artery branches, see, this is our pectoralis minor, no? Which divides the axillary artery into 3 parts. So, what is the name of the artery which is seen at the lower border of the pectoralis minor? Do you remember the branches of axillary artery? First part, 1 branch, second part, 2 branches, third part, 3 branches. First part, superior thoracic. Second part, lateral thoracic and thoracoacromial. APCD branches. Thoracoacromial. Acromial, pectoral, deltoid, and clavicular. Third part, we have subscapular, anterior circumflex humeral, posterior circumflex humeral. Artery I am talking about. Why I am talking about artery is, obviously along with artery we will have vein. Okay, so that means this is the lateral thoracic vein. Accompanied with the lateral thoracic vein, we will have anterior group of axillary lymph nodes. Subscapular artery we had. Correspondingly, we will have subscapular vein. Okay, accompanied by, that means on either side of subscapular vein, we have posterior group of axillary lymph nodes. In between these two, you will have central group of lymph nodes. Okay, We know this is our axillary vein. Okay, laterally you will find lateral, and the place where it is emptying into brachus subclavian, you find apical group of lymph nodes. Now let us elaborate now. Each group is described in detail. So first we have lateral thoracic vein. Just now I told you, corresponding to lateral thoracic artery, we have lateral thoracic vein. And the set of lymph nodes we have is anterior or pectoral group of lymph nodes. Basically, lymph nodes are 3 to 5 in number, okay, accompanying the lateral thoracic vein. Okay, the lower border of pectoralis minor. They drain most of the lymphatics from mammary gland. Okay, you remember axillary tail of Spence, the superolateral quadrant. Okay, so when it is present, it is in direct contact with anterior group of lymph nodes. Okay, these ones. Okay, anterior group of lymph nodes, axillary tail of Spence. So generally, breast self-examination is done in case of breast cancer. Everybody is well aware of this, right? So carcinoma affecting this part of breast may be wrongly diagnosed as enlarged lymph node. Okay, we should be careful. How to differentiate whether it is enlarged lymph node or whether it is breast cancer? How to rule out if it is a cancer or lymphadenitis? Emma?
I don't know, ma'am.
Mammography, mammogram. Isn't it better? Mammography, you will see big lumps inside, lumps. Okay,
Okay.
inside the mammary gland. That's how we can
In case
differentiate.
of carcinomas,
Carcinoma, cancer. In case of cancer, big lumps, lumps. Lumps are found. Okay, beta. That's how you can differentiate. Okay. Now see, this is the posterior group of lymph nodes. Okay, which are called as subscapular artery. I say. Obviously, the name of vein is also subscapular vein. They are accompanying the subscapular vessels. They are found in the posterior wall of the axilla, that is subscapularis. So it is receiving lymph from the dorsal part of the trunk, that is behind. As far as up to the iliac crest, it is receiving the lymph. Okay. Then we have lateral group. First picture was very clear, no, to understand. This is the lateral. Okay, the lateral group. So here somewhere it is shown. This lateral group is not clearly shown. Though lateral is actually lateral group is there. Okay, it consists of around 4 to 6 lymph nodes in the lateral wall of the axilla. Okay, posterior medial to the axillary vein, the position. Here, where I am scrolling the arrow, posterior medial to the axillary vein. It receives lymphatics from entire upper limb except those which accompany cephalic vein. Okay, that means complete upper limb is being now coming. The lymph is coming to the lateral group. Then central group, this one between the anterior and posterior, beach mein jo hai. In the center, you have central group. They are also called as humeral group. All lymph nodes will be either 5 to 6 or 3 to 4 in number. You can write it just arbitrarily. Close to the base of the axilla. The base is formed by skin, no? Skin, superficial fascia and all. There itself, you will find central group. It receives the lymph from preceding 3 groups means anterior, posterior, lateral. Whatever lymph is collected by anterior is also moving to central, posterior is moving to central, lateral is also moving to central. So obviously from the central, where it has to drain now? Central से lymph कहाँ से?
apical.
Very good. So now I will show you intercostobrachial nerve. This nerve we have seen when we were doing dissection. The nerve which pierces the, like between the intercostal spaces, you will see it pierces the rib cage and enters into the upper limb and it becomes cutaneous. This is the intercostobrachial nerve. Okay, so it passes through it is actually traversing along the central group of lymph nodes. So the problem is, in case if there is any breast cancer, we know the central group of lymph nodes are enlarged and the central group of lymph nodes are present on either side of intercostobrachial nerve. Okay, because of which there will be severe pain referred along the medial aspect of arm. Okay, so referred pain because of the compression of this nerve because the central group of lymph nodes are enlarged. Okay, this is also one of the signs which you can diagnose in case of breast carcinoma. Okay, so that is now then coming. Intercostobrachial nerve is this button, this brown area. Okay, these are all cutaneous nerves distribution. We'll come back later. Apical. Finally, all lymph nodes are coming to apical. Okay, at the apex of the axilla, medial to axillary vein. This is our axillary vein, and this is medial to axillary vein. Okay, so the like if you see the boundaries, it is an area bounded below by the first intercostal space. Above you will have axillary vein. In front we will have clavipectoral fascia. Okay. So now apical group is receiving lymph from subcutaneous lymphatics of upper limb, upper margin of mammary gland, and all other groups of axillary lymph nodes. All are draining into apical limb. Okay. From there it will go into subclavian. Finally, where is the lymph draining into? Junction between right subclavian vein and right internal jugular vein. There you will see the finally all lymph will drain. Okay. So this is the junction what you are seeing. This is the right subclavian vein and this is the right internal jugular vein, and in between you are finding the subclavian lymphatic trunk is coming and okay. So generally, this is the way we have to check for the palpation of the axillary group of lymph nodes. Axillary group of lymph nodes will be enlarged, especially if there is breast carcinoma. Okay, this is actually not required in other terminology. Whatever I told you as basics, that is very important. Okay, hope you understood.